What the f? You gonna hit him with the car? Yo, what the f, bro? Yo, hell no, yo. Hey, yo.
At first, we thought it was fake. A cop using his own cruiser as a weapon to run down a man on foot? Even the police chief thought it was a fake, but it wasn't. And now a Baltimore officer is in the kind of hot water usually reserved for the folks that he puts in the back of his cruiser. And when I say hot, I mean boiling. State's attorney has just brought down the hammer and announced the indictment of Officer Robert Parks, the man behind the wheel. What is the evidence that you have that this officer was trying to kill the man as opposed to catch the man?
Well, one of the things you look at in terms of the law, it's not just about catching. They have the general order, and the general order of the Baltimore Police Department says, hey, if an individual is going to flee with a warrant, you pretty much need to let them go. But then when you look in terms of not once, not twice, but three times, we talked about this in our indictment, that there was an incident where he's driving the vehicle directly at that individual. That is not anywhere within the police general orders. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to de-escalate per the general orders of the police department. He even hits him with the vehicle at one time. But for the young man jumping out the way or running, if he hit the young man, then we do not necessarily know what had happened in terms of his life. He could have injured him severely, killed him, anything like that. Once again, in the general order and the way we look at it is that vehicle is a dangerous, deadly weapon. And that is when you look at the seriousness of the issues, the seriousness of what you have. And once again, but for him jumping and what you don't see at the last video we talked about in our indictment is that he was driving behind Sumter Avenue, and then the police officer ends up wrecking his vehicle. But one of the things that you don't see is that that young man had to jump out the way, and but for jumping out the way of that vehicle before it crashed into a chain link fence, we don't know what would have happened.